Here we have the ANCEL battery tester. Now it says battery tester on here, but it actually does quite a bit more than that. This also does basically the standing state of your battery, the charging state, as well as your starting motor. So really you can see everything kind of around the battery ecosystem in your car. That's what this is really going to test. So a lot of value in this one little unit here. We're going to go through and do a demo of each of the tests and just show you how easy it is to do and just why you'd want to do them basically. So we'll go through. Before we start, I want to thank ANCEL for sending us this unit here so we can do this demo and review for you guys. All right, so real simple. There are no batteries, anything like that. It's going to run off the battery that we're going to connect it to. So starting off with, if you plug it in and it doesn't turn on, that battery is no good. So first thing I'm going to do is find the battery. Every German car I've ever had, the battery's in the back. Almost every other car, the battery is going to be in the front. You have two leads here. They're going to be alligator clips. And they've got these nice little thumb indents on them. So you get good purchase on them, and they are quite strong. The way that we're going to connect this is going to be, we'll do the red side first, then the black one. And you'll notice we are now powered on. No batteries, didn't have to do any power button. It's already good to go. So the first test you're probably going to do is the quick test. This is just going to tell you the generic state of your battery. You can select using the up and down arrows and enter to pick. Now, on my battery here, you can see here, AH95. AH95. So you just put in whatever the value is on your particular battery, 95, and then you hit enter. That's it. So very easy test. Anybody can do it in just a few seconds. If you know where your battery is, that's all you have to do. And it'll now tell me my battery is about 72% healthy. Charge is at 30% right now. And we can see here, cold crank amperage is 587, not quite as high as we want it to be. It is a 12.1 volt battery. And we can see other things here, like the resistance rating, which I don't know enough about electricity for what that does in a car, but it is on there for those of you who do. All right, so that's the quick test. If you don't have the AH or the ampere hours on your battery, you can also do any of these tests here. So we have battery in the vehicle and battery out of the vehicle. And we also have a waveform test. We'll do the other battery in the vehicle, because that's most likely what you guys are going to be doing. But do know, if you want to test a battery that you've been storing or is on the shelf, you can do that as well with battery out of vehicle. All right, so for battery in vehicle, we're going to select that, hit enter, and now we can see the three tests that we really care about. What is the state of the battery for the battery test? How well is the starting motor working? So that's the cranking test. So can the battery actually help start the car? And then the charging test. How well is the alternator working with the battery? Now, you're going to want to be able to do these tests because replacing a battery is expensive enough. But if you have a problem with your starting motor or your alternator, you're talking multiple hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to do some of those repairs. So this is definitely something you want to be able to check very easily just with a few clicks. So we'll go ahead, we'll do the battery test. We're going to go ahead and hit enter. And now it's going to ask us for to basically remove any surface charge for the battery. So I'm going to go turn the lights on for 10 seconds, dissipate that charge, and we'll come right back. Okay, so I just ran the headlights for 10 seconds. I'm going to come back and confirm I did that by hitting enter. Now we can choose our type of battery. For car batteries, these are pretty much all going to be regular flooded batteries. We'll pick that. And now we're going to just enter in one of the values we have here on the battery. So we did the ampere hours before. We'll now do the cold crank amperage. Sorry, second one there, right there on the top, the 900. So we'll go ahead and set that. So there's our CCA, our cold crank. We have it set for 900. Same thing, you move up and down to change that number. Make sure you match the battery you're testing. And we're going to hit enter. And in just a few seconds, it's going to give us information about our battery based on the CCA value. So you can see here, when it comes to cold crank, battery health is even lower. So I am actually probably going to have to replace this battery in the near future. That's good to know now, because I don't want to just get hit with the cost of a battery replacement. I want to be able to plan for that. So now I can. I've got some time. The battery's still working, and it is charging. but now I know that that's going to be coming up. So we're going to go ahead. We can see here 43% health, charge 17, 12.1 volts, et cetera, and we'll go down and now we'll do battery in vehicle cranking test. So this is going to be the starting motor. So we're going to hit enter there, and it now tells me to go start the engine. So I'm going to go start the engine, and we'll be right back. Okay, so I just started the engine, and you can see the test automatically started. I didn't have to do anything. It knew when the engine started because it can detect the charge coming in from the, well, one, it's going to detect it cranking, and then it's also going to detect the alternator afterwards. So we can see here, time to actually start the engine was just under 1 second, so 790 milliseconds. It is currently cranking normally, and it's taking about 10.2 volts to do so. All right, so no issues with the starting motor. That's good. Battery's able to help start with no problems. We'll do our final test, which will be our charging test, and that's specifically going to be how well is our alternator charging that battery. So we're going to see here, ripple test, and we'll go to second. I'm going to hit enter, and it's going to give me some instructions. There it is. So the alternator, obviously the engine has to be revved up a little, so it's asking me to rev it up to 2,500 to 3,000 RPM. So I'm going to go do that, and then I will hit enter after I'm done. Okay, so I just held the accelerator down, revved it up to about 28, and now we're going to go ahead and enter. So now it's going to run the data that it just collected, and we can see here that loaded, we were at 14.06, unloaded 14.04 with a ripple of 5 millivolts. So there we go. Voltage is normal, exactly what we want to see. So the battery, while it is working and it is healthy, it is charging, it is cranking, no issues there. We do know that one, my charge is kind of low, so I should probably either go drive it around for a while or plan to charge the battery. And then two, just expect sometime in the near future, I'll probably need to replace it. So with that, I know that I'm not going to have an expensive starter problem or an alternator problem, and that really I can just focus on taking care of this battery right here. So that's the ANCEL battery tester. Great to have in your pocket, super easy to use. Anybody can do it.